So here it is. Let's start. So today our subject is, the discussion is relationships. Many of you have this problem. Nourishing or toxic? Some of you had asked for this request. In fact, some of you had asked me how to deal with relationships. And so today is a very deep subject because relationships are precious. And what if a relationship is not nourishing? What is it toxic? What if it's toxic? What is the meaning of a toxic relationship? What is a nourishing relationship? Uh, so we have so many questions. Let me see who would like to um, start in this term. We have Krishna. But everybody must understand the depth of today's topic because this can make you or break you. This can take you up into spiritual awakening. And if you are not cautious, it can break you. Because we treasure relationships, they're very important. But what if a relationship is toxic? What is a toxic relationship? Krishna.
Yes, Shivoham.
Shivoham.
So my understanding of relationships, I have got 2-3 points to ask here because from the understanding I feel relationships definitely can be of two kinds: the worldly relationship and the spiritual relationship. And in worldly relationship, though whether it is a husband-wife relationship or a parent-child or friends, whatever, it is based on, though there is love, it is based on attachment, desire, expectation, fear, etc. So I think no relationship is always toxic or nourishing. It can, just like the changing world, it also goes from, it swings from toxicity to what you call nourishment. Whereas in spiritual relationship, what I understand is from a guru or from the spiritual family, it is always nourishing, it's always learning. So मुझे लगता है कि even if one person is spiritual, it will not be toxic. So my understanding is maybe we are also pulled into that worldly, relationship.
So first of all, we cannot divide the relationships into worldly and spiritual, first of all, because all relationships are of this world. Even the guru's relationship is of the world. If there is no world, then there's no relationship with the guru. Okay, so the guru's relationship is definitely nourishing. The guru's relationship is nourishing if it is a real guru. If it is a selfish guru, if it is a guru who has got an agenda, the guru wants something out of you. No, then my guru never wanted anything out of me. My guru's relationship with me was always nourishing. So because what happens if we start dividing, then it will be difficult. So in the relationship, in the one gamut of relationship, while people may change, Krishna, essentially, at any point of time, a person has got a nature or a character. That person, if they are sometimes supportive, sometimes not selfish, that is not a good enough. That I understand what you're saying. It is a what sometimes you call it like a bipolar. You know, you sometimes hot, sometimes cold. So fine, but at any point of time, we have to be very clear. At this point of time, because if our relationship is not nourishing, then it is like a cancer. See, you have cancer in your finger. So the finger is very precious to you. But the doctor says if you don't cut the finger now, gangrene is in the finger. If you don't cut the finger, your hand will get cancer. Now you say, no, my finger is very important. Doctor, don't want. Suddenly you go to the doctor, it's already come up to up to your elbow. Now doctor says they have to cut your elbow. And no, doctor, my elbow is very important. And before you realize it's already gone onto your shoulder.
Right.
So it is a challenging situation. And why this subject has come, because some of you have asked me of this subject. This subject is important because in spirituality, we can't let toxic relationships kill us. Because the moment a toxic relationship kills us, that whole opportunity of life is gone. So we have to be very, very strong in our consciousness in evaluating a relationship. It may be anybody, it may be a mother. Suppose somebody's mother is very toxic in the sense that always inadvertently, unintentionally, everybody. Sometimes a relationship is not toxic because of intention.
Right.
Sometimes a grandmother can have a toxic relationship with a grandson, with the innocence of loving the grandson.
Yeah. Yes.
But we have to be what today we are talking about is today's topic. I think we've never had a topic like this. Today's topic is for each one of us to be in consciousness of every relationship we have.
So, but when you then think about relationship in this way, then there is definitely a give and a take, because just because give and take in the sense, just because our affinity is towards spirituality doesn't mean the other members of the family are attuned to spirituality. So if they are supporting us, that requires a kind of a give and take then, if you are talking about the work.
Yeah, so give and take, whatever is, as long as you're moving on your path, if it has give and take, it's fine, right? The point is, if we slip into the relationships which take us away from our path, suppose give and take. Okay, so I'm saying because somebody is supporting me, I also support somebody. Fine, good. But that you're supporting somebody takes you away from the path of spirituality, takes you away from SIP, takes you away from your ultimate goal. Is it okay?
It is not okay, but sir, that requires an immense strength. Right now, I don't know, maybe, that is why the call is being very protective, because now they say ki 8 to 9 you have the call. So मुझे लगा कि that is where the support of a spiritual family or a guru becomes paramount. I want to share one thing which really helped me out was during the COVID time, because for 4.5 years I couldn't see my son. He was in Italy where COVID was like burning there. And the day he was supposed to come, suddenly my guru called me, you come to Haridwar. And I was like caught in this dilemma of what to do, but I left everything and went off. But मुझे लगा that was a faith I had in the guru. She will take, मतलब something will take care of. And nobody felt anything. When I came after a week, I was so scared to step in. But it was like so peaceful home. I was thinking if I'm not gone, so sometimes it is the strength of the guru which takes you, away from. So I don't know really how to evaluate this toxic relationship.
No, we are only saying one thing. I'm giving you a very simple point. Become conscious of any relationship which is taking you away from SIP.
हमारा छोटा thought है ना sir, I would have preferred to stay back. That is what I don't know what. Anyway, thank you, sir. We'll listen to others.
I see you prefer to stay back. It is not that heavens would fall if you stayed back. Maybe you could stay one day and then go. That's a different matter. I'm not making a judgment on that. All I'm saying is, right now you're not talking of relationship. You're talking about a situation. Sometimes we are talking about a relationship. A relationship is constant. Suppose there's a neighbor. That neighbor is constantly creating pain for you in your life. And then you cannot let that neighbor, there's a relationship with the neighbor, constant pain, constant pain, constant pain, constant pain. Relationships are very important. We cannot ignore relationships. Premchandji.
Shivoham.
Sir.
शिवम गुरुदेव
सर बोलिए सर. प्रेमचंद बताइए.
Relationship, if it is based on the self interest, if the ego is involved in between for imposition of one's or others thought, the relationship is, if it is based on the lust, the relationship is always helping, it is always nourishing. Many times we need the advice of the relatives. If we do not have any interest, we do not have self-interest, they do not have self-interest, and if they speak, relationship is always helpful. It should not disturb the SIP position. Otherwise, relationship is always good. It is nourishing if it is not based on self-interest.
So this is exactly what we are saying. So,
You just told this very thing. If the neighbor's relationship is disturbing you, it is always toxic. If any relative is disturbing you, it is always toxic. But otherwise, I talk to many of my relatives twice or thrice a year. So it is always nourishing. It is not disturbing at all. So it is not toxic.
so today
Relationship is.
what are we
Pardon?
talking? आज हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं? What are we talking today? Today we are talking about we are on the way to SIP. We are on the way to enlightenment. We are on
Yes,
the
sir.
way to mukti. We are on the way to moksha.
Yes, sir.
Suppose there is a relationship which is making you sink, which is pulling you down, which is taking you away from SIP. Then we have to become.
Then it is toxic.
So that's what we are saying. We are talking today how we should become conscious of any relationship that takes me away
Yes, sir.
from
It
the
is
purpose
toxic.
of my life. Yeah, from the purpose of my life. That's what we are talking about.
Otherwise, nourishing.
Yeah, okay, good. Rutanu and Vanita.
Guruji Shivoham.
Boliye Shivoham.
Guruji, when we need somebody and we love
Yeah.
because of our need, then it is toxic. And when love is based on conditions, then also it is toxic. Unconditional love and root love is spiritual love, pure love. Otherwise, love for lust and physical love, that is all toxic.
Guru Mataji, what we are saying, now that you're identifying that what type of love is toxic, we're only saying this. हमारा आज बोलने का मतलब क्या है? We have to be conscious of our relationships. We all have relationships. We have relationships of near and dear ones. Some relationships are not so close, but we all have relationships. And the challenge for us is that a toxic relationship should not take me away from SIP. Na? Suppose
Yes.
today I have a toxic relationship and I feel mere duty ke karan, it may be my son. Suppose my son is dragging me away from God. It's my own son. My own son is dragging me away. Ultimately, I lose SIP. So I have to be very conscious. Kiska relationship, which is like you eat some food. You eat some food, it gives you energy. You eat some food, it makes you sleep. It makes you sick. It makes you tired. What they call rajasic food or tamasic food, and they call sattvic food. So relationships are also sattvic, rajasic or tamasic. We have to be very many of us now, Rumataji, like you said just now. Okay, we love somebody. We love somebody. We are willing to give our life for that person. But when you're willing to give life for that person, that relationship should not be toxic. No, it should not be killing you. That is the point we are trying to make today. Okay, good. Vanita. Yes, Vanita, unmute, please.
My understanding is relationships are based on certain values. That is what I feel. If I have learned, it's a sharing between two people, it's a sharing. And if I become a giver, the pure love, if I am overflowing with love, and if I have learned the art of giving it, it becomes the relationship will definitely bloom. That is what I feel. And it happens also, I have seen in one or two places. And the relationship can become devotional also by nature. Gradually it can become. That is what I feel. Only unconditional love with no expectations. Any relationship for that matter.
No, what I'm asking you all to evaluate today is there a relationship around you in your life? You don't need to give me the name. You need to reflect and see, are there relationships in your life which are not nourishing? Are there relationships? Are there any relationship in your life which are poisonous, which are toxic, which are so detrimental, which are making you fall? I'm identifying very simple. A relationship which is nourishing will make you close to SIP. A
Mm,
relationship which is toxic will take you away from SIP.
yes.
It is for us
But
to evaluate.
no, there is no such relationship. Even at home, also, everyone is supportive, very supportive.
Very good. Bliss and Bliko. Bliss, Bliko, Samatma, Rajendra.
Hi, Shwam here. Shwam,
Shivam.
everyone.
Yes.
Relationship, it's very not easy sometimes because we have the bot, you have the best, and we are the worst. So, how I can explain? Relationship are there to help us to become what we are now. And I think if I don't meet you and everything I see and drive me to spirituality and everything, I will not understand really what is relationship.
But suppose
So
you met
now
somebody.
I understand because it's all linked to karma. So each relationship we have is linked to karma.
But suppose because of karma you get a bad relationship. How will you deal with it? Suppose today, instead of you finding me, you found somebody who's pulling you down, pulling you down, pulling you down. Then what happens to your life?
It's not easy. We have to fight to try to be in peace with that and no search for fight it. We
So
have
today,
sometimes someone it's sent to you to test you and fight with you and it's really hard but we have to understand and don't take care of this and stay in peace, try to find the peace of mind and everything. Mm,
so
it's
good.
not easy.
I no, see, what you say is correct, but I wish today this session should make you become conscious about the relationships around you. Tomorrow you may find a new relationship. Is it something which is purely, like I say, relationship is body, mind, heart, and soul? Is it
Mhm.
physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual? If a relationship is not building you spiritually, you need to be very careful. Any relationship which is only body, mind, heart, if it is not soulful, then there is a problem. And
Yes, you're
I want
right.
you to become, I want you to become alert today. I want you to the new point. I think we have not spoken about this as a topic. We need to become very alert. Bliko, thank you, Bliss. Bliko and Samatma.
Shivoham, yeah, Shivoham, everybody. So when I reflect on my own case, what I understand with this spiritual journey that we have only one relationship, and that relationship is with Shiv.
Beautiful.
All other relationship are just secondary. And like you said, in consciousness, we have to think that if that relationship is not helping or hindering, not helping is okay, but if it is hindering in my path, I should cut it out. I should cut it. That courage we have to develop. If we don't develop that courage and we'll try to improve, we never can improve. We will destroy our own, progress in that process. So it is better to have that relationship clarity in our mind. If the relationship is not helping, it is hindering, it is pulling you down, it is time to wake up and cut it as early as possible. In my case, luckily, I am not finding that much difficulty. And whatever difficulties are there, I can manage it and I know where the limit is there. Beyond that limit, I don't allow that relationship to come and, hinder or make an obstacle on my journey.
So very good, very beautifully said. So I'm just saying, Bliko is the first person I think who's very strongly talking about how um, A relationship should not make us sink. Okay, let me give you an example. You're trying to swim. You're trying to swim. And as you're trying to swim, there is somebody who's telling you, save me, save me, save me. Now you are trying to save that person. So what do? You hold that person and you try to swim. Now you tell that person, okay, kick your legs, kick and push your hands and kick. But that person is not kicking the leg and not pushing the hands. Not cope. And that person is holding you and pulling you down.
Then you have to leave it, leave him.
Yeah, but if you don't, but sometimes we don't leave now because we don't leave because we think that relationship is very important, and because we don't leave that, then we also sink. So we have to evaluate which relationship is positive, which relationship is negative, which relationship is toxic, which relationship is nourishing. It needs our constant review. We need to constantly be alert on this particular point. Samatma.
Shivoham, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shivoham.
Yes.
Any relation that is conditional and put some barriers and takes us away from SIP is very toxic. For me, there were many relations like this surrounding me. But when I realized even this is a part of my karma and I started accepting and totally surrendering, I found it very easy to move away from this. And slowly these relations are just fading away. They have no control over me now. I don't know how it happened, but at present, I'm away from it. I can easily move away.
So how do you feel is the effect of you being able to save yourself from those relationships and you moved away? So share with the group, how does it help you? What do you feel?
It's a very light feeling. I feel as though I'm totally free because otherwise they were holding me. Like it was like they had to just press a remote and I was in their hands. So now I feel I'm totally free because I accepted whatever it was happening till now is my karma. So let me accept without any protest. And it was very easy for me to move away. And I feel very light. And like I'm like a free person.
Okay, good. So as I said, I don't know how many of you have a problem in this case. Sometimes we have a problem in this case we can't even say because that relationship is very, very precious to us. And we don't want to touch that relationship. Sometimes we love somebody so much. Oh, I love you so much. But I love you, but you are not inspiring me. You are not nourishing. Then what do I do? This is where the challenge comes. It's a big challenge. Rajendra, Rekha Parvani, Krishna, Siddharth.
Shivam, sir.
Sir.
Sir, as you say, relationship is all samsaric. So it has to be our second priority. And I think, जैसे मुझे लग रहा है एक साल से देख रहा हूँ that even the good relation, the best relationship can be toxic to us because it can hurdle, it can make hurdles in our progress. This progress it can be hurdle. The best relationship, as you say, of son, of mother, of father, they can be also hurdle. So we have to analyze these relationships that in such a way that they should be they should help us to accelerate the process of this on this journey. So that relation should be usko pakad ke rakhna chahiye us relation ko. Otherwise we should try to move away from all those relations which we feel that they are hindrance in our journey. But I have been trying just से ये पता लग गया इस काल से for last 1 year I have been trying मतलब 70% मेरा कम हो गया है. It's not that I'm fighting with the people and I'm leaving the people. It's not that, but 70% मेरा मोह खत्म हो गया है. Attachment कम हो गई आहिस्ता.
Unfortunately, the people sometimes who are pulling us down don't realize they are toxic to us.
They may be good friends. They may be loving us.
Yeah, but because they are ignorant about the journey, their love becomes attachment towards you.
Sir, suppose किसी दिन कोई दोस्त आता है आपके घर में, he talks so samsaric, वो सिर्फ फिल्मों की बातें करेगा, शराब की बातें करेगा, बाकी एंड एट द सेम शाम को आपको लगता है कि ड्रेन होगी एनर्जी पूरी, एंड नेक्स्ट डे सपोज ए गुड फ्रेंड कम्स, ही टॉक्स अबाउट गॉड, अबाउट सिर्फ भगवान की बातें करता रहता है, एंड यू फील, आपको वो लगता है, यू फील ए स्टेट ऑफ ब्लिस, शाम को आपको लगता है अच्छा लगता है.
Yes.
So it depends upon, so इसलिए देखना, we have to be in conscious that which to hold, which not to
So,
hold.
so today's call is all about creating that awareness about relationships. Suppose somebody is on the call. Suppose Rajan, that you are on the call, and you have got relationship with you 360 degrees. 360 degrees, aage, piche, samne, daye, baye, front, back, right, everywhere you got people relationships. Which relationship is inspiring you? Which relationship is making you go up? Which relationship is getting you stronger with SIP? Which relationship is pulling you down? Which relationship is spoiling your yoga? Which relation? So it is not, I can't do it. I can't help you. Can I help you? I can't help you because it is your life. It is your life and it is your enlightenment and it is your liberation. I cannot see from a distance and tell this relationship is good, that relationship is bad for you. No, I cannot tell you. You have to evaluate unless you share with your master or you evaluate or you contemplate, only you can come to know. Okay, good. Rekha Parmani.
Shivu Amer,
Yes.
according to me, 95% of relationships pull us down,
Okay.
especially the dear ones. So it is like how Bliko said, that we have to take up a step. Like, who's pulling us down? We have to be away.
Why
Because
do you say
otherwise,
95% of relationships pull you down?
because I've been through this journey, now and I'm in this path. Like, whoever we meet, they don't talk. Like now, Kavita, myself, and Yogini, and this group. So whenever you are with the spiritual people, then only we get this. But otherwise, nobody is interested in spirituality, and they have that. I pray. That's enough for me. I know we have to do this. I know we are Atma. So it is difficult with 95% people. I have seen this. So it is like it's up to us, how do we handle or move away.
Yeah, because if you are saying many people are toxic and few people are nourishing, then the challenge becomes even bigger because all you are surrounded by negative people, you're surrounded by a negative aura.
Yes, I am.
How will you move from that negative aura? It's not easy, right?
But I have
Okay, good. But good observation. Krishna, Chidanand, Radhika, Krishna.
Yes, sir. So when you asked us to evaluate the relationships around us, I can very clearly say my husband, though he supports me, what I understand is yes, I've got the freedom to be in this, but as I drift in this path, I can understand he's a very sad person. He doesn't want me like this. So he always says so, and whatever the plans he has otherwise will take me away from SIP. So I am caught in this, but then I have to be very rudely, I have to say, no, I am not interested. So it disturbs me. It is not that it is easy always, because he is such a loving person. That is why once I asked you how to deal with a possessive husband. He is there for me always, and I am totally dependent on him for my living, for everything. And then I tell him I'm not, now also he has gone with his friends. I said I'm not interested. Then movie, I'm not interested. Traveling, I'm not interested. Food and drinks party always, I'm not interested because they talk rubbish. And then now he feels he say ki, why can't you take both along with? And so that is a difficult phase. It's not very easy. And he's a very, very supportive and very nice person. Whatever I ask him, he'll do it for me. But so that always disturbs me. I know he's sad about it.
So how are you? Very good example. So how are you going to deal with a person like that,
I
a situation
don't
like
know.
that?
Only I understood what you meant by, so he doesn't realize how toxic he is becoming in spite of he loving me very much.
Good, beautiful example. A beautiful example where somebody loves you a lot. Somebody loves you a lot, but although somebody loves you a lot, the relationship is toxic. Now, the relationship is toxic not in its real sense. It's not toxic in that toxic sense. But when spiritual evolution is concerned, it becomes toxic. No? So this is where we have to understand. It does not mean it, for example, it does not mean we need to snap out of a relationship. No. So we have to let that love of the relationship remain.
Right.
But we should not let the toxicity of that relationship take us away from SIP.
Right. Right.
Suppose today you say, my husband loves me so much. Oh, my husband loves me so much. I'm not coming from Zoom call for tomorrow. Then what happens? That means you have let that relationship become toxic in your life. Are you getting my point? Now, does it mean that we have to give up love? No, we don't have to give up love. Does it mean we have to give up SIP? No, we should not give up SIP.
So not this 1 hour. 1 hour, okay, I'm excused. But there are many things now I have to say no, no, no. And, it is not easy, sir.
So then comes a point sometimes when you have to choose. When I want to have this path or I want to have the person. So that becomes a very, very painful, right?
Saying to even talk about him in this public forum, I feel sad because, Vanita and all, Vanita was saying he doesn't require spirituality because he's such a loving person, but he doesn't like the spirituality at all. He's a voracious reader, he's a writer. But kitne baar maine aapke books ke beech mein rakha, he'll just take it out and leave it. He will not read even a page. Now, I asked him to come. Just it's one or twice he's sad. He said he doesn't. He said it goes over my head. I can't understand. He tried, but So I'm just waiting for the grace of God. Here I completely surrender, sir. I can't do anything else.
See, okay. So it's a long explanation, but let me explain something to you. We have got consciousness.
Yeah.
And our consciousness must decide how important this journey is. So even if we don't let go of somebody whom we love, we should not let that love become toxic in our relationship with SIP. That is the challenge for us.
Yeah.
That's why we spoke yesterday, making SIP the priority.
Yes, yes.
So if SIP wishes something which is not in our hands, beyond our control, so be it. Yeah. But that sometimes we are not able to. Sometimes you are running away from SIP because of something and you don't realize you are getting something, but you're losing SIP.
Yeah, sure.
So therefore, this conversation is very important today. Therefore, some of you are having relationship challenges. Some of you, some of you don't have relationship challenges. But sometimes, take my own parents. My parents are not aligned to this subject. Now, does it mean if I love my parents, I leave this subject and just follow what they say? So it's up to me. Now, I'm neither left my parents and neither leaving my passion to do this. But I am very clear that this is my priority. Therefore, in today's call, what is important is developing clarity in your priority. Absolutely clear priority then, because relationships, like we said, they may be nourishing, toxic, inspiring. Sometimes somebody loves you so much. Are you ready to give up SIP? Are you ready to give up the purpose of your existence? Are you ready to give up something which is an illusion? Chidanand.
Shivam Guruji.
Sir.
All relationships are part of your karma. They come because of karma.
Yes.
And our only purpose in this life as a human should be to achieve moksha.
Correct.
Because here we realize that everything, the karma itself is because of ignorance. So for that matter, as you say, this is all because of samsara. That samsara is dukkha. So there is no question that samsara is a mixed bag of dukkha, sukha and every these things. So once you realize or if when you're on the path of mumukshatva, and that is you have got only priority is to achieve SIP, you realize that everything is SIP. So where is the question of the Dvaita? Where is the question of Dukkha? It's only a question of realization. Once the guidance of the Guru is followed in totality, and the grace of the divine is always there. I always feel when people think that everything is toxic or intoxic, there is an element of ignorance in that. And Guru always tells even in spite of toxicity, in spite of samsara, in spite of seeing this as a dvaita, as a dukkhalay, you are actually SIP. That means
One minute.
you should not
Hold
get
on.
that viveka and
Hold on.
vairagya has to
Suppose
be always implemented in life.
Suppose you are talking on this call and every day somebody in your family, whoever it may be, comes and cuts the wire, breaks the TV, switches your every day. Somebody spoils you. Then what do?
I sit in my car and complete my Zoom call
Somebody
and
no,
go
no.
into that location.
So the person, see what happens, the problem is this. When you don't have a toxic relationship, you don't feel it. But when you have a toxic relationship, what you're saying is correct. It's your karma. Therefore, you have to work harder. And that's
Yes.
exactly what we are talking.
Yes.
Because if you don't
We have to
see,
accept.
Siddhanand,
Guruji, that our ABCD formula works here. Accept, do your best, surrender. And
no,
leave
this
as a
is
divine
fine.
instrument.
But what about, suppose I'm saying you have a mother and the mother loves you too much and the mother loves you too much, your mother loves you. But she doesn't want you to be on the spiritual path. Now what do?
That is samsara. That is samsara. So it is a toxic relationship. You have to understand, use your viveka and vairagya and remain
That's all.
detached.
Yeah, that's what we are talking
no
about.
need to run away. You have to remain detached.
So that's what we are talking about today. We are saying you don't need to run away, but you don't need to, you cannot give up your spiritual journey for any reason whatsoever.
No, the only priority has to be SIP. Even if one person comes, but then that is gone. Then there's only priority is not SIP. It becomes the second priority.
The moment we give up our spiritual journey for anything, for anybody, that is the beginning of our end.
Yes.
So therefore, we have to become very cautious. We have to become very aware that is any relationship pulling us down? If a relationship is pulling us down, you may be eating some food and that food is poisonous. That food is pulling you down. You better stop it.
Yes.
Because you will die. If you continue eating that food, you will die. You're smoking.
Viveka and vairagya always has to be there. That viveka has to be there.
Okay. Good point, Radhika.
So I think what makes a relationship toxic, at least what I've seen in my experience, is one, if there is attachment, and number two, if there is either of the sides, and not just with people but also with things, if there is a dependency of either one or the other. Largely these I've seen are the two reasons why it becomes toxic. And if you're able to notice that, and if somebody is able to tell you that, in a way you're able to at least acknowledge it. I want to share, I'm actually married. But before I got married, my husband, who's my husband now, he had told me this, right? He had told me, I would want to be your world, but you have many other stars. And our ultimate goal is the universe. And universe is SIP. So I think, fortunately, I'm in a nourishing relationship with my husband. But I think it in a way summarizes very well, right? It says that while some of your most important relationships are quite important, you don't be very attached to them. Also because you have so many other stars to look for. But your ultimate goal is the universe. You don't stop at the stars.
Very good. See, but as you said, when you have a relationship, for example, with a husband and it is spiritual, then it's very nourishing, right? Then it fosters. You talk together, you are able to communicate on the subject.
No. We don't communicate. We don't communicate on that subject. But I think it is, and I just gave that example because he had told that to me. I think the key is to not be very attached or dependent, or let somebody else be dependent on you, right? So in a way, then you have your own journey towards SIP, because you're reducing that dependence and attachment. Because even my parents and my aunt who's on this call, I think are like, I don't think we discuss spirituality every day, or even SIP, right? Like so much.
No,
But
I'm making a very important point here today.
Mhm.
We are not only discussing toxic relationships here. We are talking about nourishing relationships.
Nourishing also.
Now, for example, in this group, if there is Rekha, Kavita, Yogini, and they are working together, if there is Krishna and Vanita and Raji, and they are in this together, this becomes nourishing. Now, what becomes nourishing is when you have a buddy, when you have anybody, a relationship can be a friend, a husband, a wife, a neighbor, a child, if you now, we all have relationships. We all, no individual in this call is living like a solo, living like a tree up in Himalayas with nobody around it.
Yeah.
The question that we are discussing today, with every relationship that you are bound, with every relation that you are bound, is that relationship taking you higher, or is that relationship pulling you down?
Yeah,
There may
but
be
I want to
relationship.
share one thing, AiR, right? In some of the other relationships with my friends, etc., mostly initially you see that the relationship is pulling you up. But when it becomes too attached or too dependent, in a way, you start thinking very siloed, and then you're not able to come out of it to be able to see the broader picture, the universe, etc. So even if there is spirituality, and even if there is a group of Vanita, Raji, etc., right, and they are talking very spiritual things, the way, let's say, Vanita is looking at the world may not be applicable to Raji. And if Raji is too attached to how Vanita is looking at the world, she will not be able to attain her spirituality.
Correct. What
Is
you say is
also
correct.
what I think.
What you say is correct, but the whole subject of spirituality is not different for three different people. It is that one self-realization, one God realization. Today we have 100 people on this call, but all the 100 people are aligned. It is not because Bliko is in Canada and Rajendra is in Kashmir, in Jammu.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not.
So support
Everybody is
definitely
aligned.
helps, but it should not be so much attachment or dependency
No,
that it
attachment is
becomes
not good.
toxic, even if it comes to spirituality.
Good, Radhika, Dr. Krishnan and Tina. Dr. Krishnan and Tina. Today's call
Shivam
is
Guruji.
important. I hope you all realize a very important call. On your journey to spirituality, what are the relationships you are having? Are these relationships nourishing? Are they inspiring? Are these relationships toxic? Are they creating depressing moments for you? Are you going closer to SIP? Are you going away from SIP? Are you attached to people whom you love, but people who are taking you away from SIP? Or are the people who are in your close knit building that energy, taking you up, with helping you with SIP on your lip? Very important. And there are some relationships which I have, for example, which are neutral. They are neutral relationships. They are not nourishing. They are not toxic. Chodo. But sometimes they are toxic relationships. That is a problem. The toxic relationship is a problem. Dr. Krishan.
Shivam Guruji, according to me, I have a primary relationship only with the God, only with the ship,
Right,
and
very good.
second relationship, which is nursing me with my relationship with my Guru, who is giving me more deeply self-realization and God realizations. Rest, all the relationship can't have power to pull me down from the ship.
Then you are in a good position. You are lucky, because many people are not lucky like this. There are many. Suppose there is a man, and that man is on this call. I know a man who's on this call. has disappeared from 2 months. A man in the call was in the call for last 3 years. Suddenly disappeared. Now what happens is, it is to do with relationships. Otherwise, the bond with SIP, it's not easy for any to break a bond with SIP. Once you are have a very strong bond with SIP, what may pull it down mostly is a toxic relationship.
Yeah, but SIP give me the power that no one can pull me down, and only I have great grace of Guru that my deep love to SIP is going to deeper and deeper day by
Very
day.
good. You are blessed. That is the blessing we are talking of today. We have to, our bond with SIP has to become stronger and stronger and stronger. And for that, the relationship with SIP must become very tough, very solid relationship with SIP. Good.
And,
Tina and Mandip, or good?
and SIP give me that power. If any relationship become toxic, then I can cut it immediately.
Like
That
cancer.
power I have.
Like cancer. See, when cancer is in the finger, this is a very good example. When cancer is the finger, we will doctor, wait, doctor, maybe it will become okay, doctor, इसको कुछ medicine डालो, उसको ठीक करा दो, फिर finger से लेके हाथ में आ जाता है. Then doctor, no, doctor, we'll wait some more time, we'll wait, doctor, सीधा आगे बढ़ जाता है. So we have many analogies. We have to be very careful with these analogies. Okay, we close with Tina and Mandip. So today you should take home value from this, and this should become a guiding point. It should become a parameter of your evaluation of your life. Because if you lose your life, it's gone. It's gone. Tina and Mandip.
Shivoham Guruji.
Yes.
It's a nourishment relationship for me. I've got the freedom. He says, please go ahead. Why 10 minutes? Whenever you are free, whether it is 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., you have got all the freedom. I will not stop you. Please go ahead. And now my spirituality and with SIP, and that is the biggest joy I have.
So as I said, if you have a nourishing relationship, if there's somebody in your life and that somebody is supporting your journey to SIP, it is the biggest blessing. But sometimes I know a couple that struggles because one is Christian and one is Hindu. So when one is Christian, wants to become very, very Jesus oriented, and one is Hindu, becomes very, very so then how a relationship gets strained? Both are religious, but both are going in the opposite direction. It's very sad because ultimately, Tina, that direction, the destination is one. The destination is SIP. It's not Hindu or Christian, correct? But if our relationship is not supporting us in that sense, we will from our hand we will slip holding the grip of SIP. And if we slip, you're lucky. You're saying you have the support. You're blessed. So that's a nourishing relationship. Mandip.
Sure, Guruji.
Sir.
So Guruji, I feel that if our relationship with the Creator is good, then rest all the creations are just temporary in your life, and that gives you power to even relate to the creations. Because and if your bond with the Creator is not healthy, no matter how much you fix the creations, you just can't do it, and you get exhausted.
Very beautifully said. Very, very beautiful. But the problem is this now, Nandit.
Yeah.
The problem is we are not able to build that bond with the Creator, that beautiful bond that you're talking about, because of toxic relationships.
So that's the choice. I mean, either you go with a peace field strategy with all the creations, and that saps your energy. It's like phone. Like phone gets connected to the charger, then your phone's energy won't sap out. But relationships are like apps. No matter what apps you use, So that's going to sap your energy.
So,
But
so whatever good analogy you gave, but what you just said is something very beautiful. If you have given, if you're like Krishan just now said, Dr. Krishan said, my relationship is with my SIP. And other than SIP, my relationship is with my Guru. They are two most important relationships of my life. No other relationship matters. Now, it's not easy to say that.
so Guruji, even whether they know it or not, even the partner that you have or the colleague that you have, it's itself a manifestation of SIP. So if you have that insight,
Mandir, what you're talking is hypothetical. Hypothetical means that is if you have been enlightened to that level, then the discussion itself takes a back seat.
yeah.
The moment you are awakened and everybody the manifestation of SIP, then what's the problem? Then there's no
No,
toxic
I'll give you
relationship.
another analogy that I read. For example, tiger is ferocious. We know that tiger is going to eat us, right? We don't hate tiger, but we maintain a distance. Similarly, there are people who would harm us. We know, and we don't have to hate them, and we don't have to,
Good.
We just have to maintain a distance, and that's how it goes. I mean, that's what.
Okay, good analogy. But you think you came into the last part of this. I'm just telling all of you, we need to be very alert in building nourishing relationships which make us rise, and we should not be caught in toxic relationships that will push us down. Will and Chidanand and Will, please. Yes. And we close after this. No more. Chidanand, Will, and we close. So time is over.
Guruji, I think here the practice of Sita Prajna will always work. Whether the relationship is nourishing, doesn't matter. Whether the relationship is toxic, doesn't matter. We have the priority, we prioritize SIP and be in SIP consciousness with the SIP on the lip always. That mumukshutva part is very important, that always have SIP on the lip. And we should learn to be indifferent. I feel so.
So then those relationships don't matter. The problem here is we are talking of relationships that matter. You're talking about it being above that level altogether.
We should strive to make it above.
Yeah. So then what it goes back to your relationship is only with SIP. Okay. Will, let's close, Chidan. Time is over. Will.
Thanks for this call. I would like you to say a few words on how this applies to one's relationship to the government and also to the educational system. It seems to me the educational system has not really taken interest in your relationship to SIP, and also the government has its own reasons for engaging you or encouraging you to help the government. The education want you to help this. So they put pressure on you also. So you also have to be aware of the pressures they're putting on you and how you negotiate it. I think maybe India, you're in a very fortunate state, but not every country is in such a fortunate state.
Well, that's what we that's what we call toxic relationships. So when we have relationships which are not nourishing, then that's the problem. But we have crossed time. We have gone much ahead of time, Will. So we will continue this discussion tomorrow at 7:30. Tomorrow is Friday. I fold my hands.